So this is a quick update on everything that just currently went down today as far as the new January 26th through July 3rd uh, live summit event. So throughout everything that's been going on, in the last episode, basically my final event standings were what 2,700. So this is basically what happened. Uh, I checked into the game yesterday, and earlier today, just to see where I was at. Actually, earlier today, I'd say, well, what time is it now? It's like 2:50 in the morning for me right now. So by the time, well, when I signed into the game to see what was going on, uh, basically your boy got kicked out of the platinum rank status, and I was like, fluff. I couldn't believe it. Well, the thing is, I could believe it, but because it was for the simple fact, well, this it was basically because of this. Well, picture it like this: if you tried your hardest in the platinum event, basically you set the best times, the best scores that you could produce, right? And your best was what 2,700, like how mine was, right? Now that can be either good or terrible. Reasons why. Let me tell you how. If you got 2,700 as a ranking, as the platinum rank, or as a platinum rank, you know, 2,700, and you got 1 day left, that's not that bad. You can, I mean, it's good. It could be better. You would want to be better. It's still a little bit risky, but it's not as bad, you know, going into the final day. If you got 1 day left, or it's the last 24 hours, or the last 10 hours or whatnot like that, anything under that last day, and you're like rank what 2,700, that's not bad. You're not going to be dropping huge ranks like that towards the end of the event. But if you were like me and you placed 2,700 with 4 days left, you're going to end up losing 2,000 positions, approximately 2,000 positions or more, depending on the event. But that's what happened to me. I came back to the game, I signed in, loaded it up, the third, come back, and I see that my ranking, it went from 2,700 and whatever the last two number digits were. Basically, it went from 2,700 all the way to 4,700. It was 4,007. It was 4,732, I believe, at the start. I knew I was gonna get knocked out. I just didn't know how far I was gonna get knocked out. I didn't think that I would have gotten pushed out so heavily the way that I did. So earlier tonight, around, well, for me, it's 2:50 in the morning. So I'd say earlier in the morning, yesterday night, I'd say around 10, 11, maybe p.m. 10 or maybe 11 p.m. I started around there. I signed in around there. That's when I seen it, and I started going over a lot of the different events that I knew I went kind of trash on. So I guess for this episode, there's not really that much driving because I kind of already did everything. But I guess I could go over what I did that way for those looking for or trying to find out what they might be doing wrong or what they could be missing, just to get that extra little oomph. I mean, I don't know who's going to see it, but whoever does, I hope the information helps you the way that it helped me. Because obviously it helped me a lot. I went from 4,700 to 654th. So, I mean, not just on skill alone, you know? So, uh, let's go over this. So, the first thing, let's see, who was this? The Prayer of the Demon. I didn't really do too much on this. I mean, all I did, I looked at my boats. That's for the escape. I mean, for the most part, it's the same. Is you're spawning near the same location at the Uber Dam, basically. So all you have to do is just follow that Uber Dam, and the faster you can clear that whole thing, the better. So I mean, it seemed like the demon had a lot more top end, I would say, as far as like a standard speed pulling the stick back. It seemed like it had a faster top speed basically out of all of the boats. While this one, like say for instance, this one here is sitting there struggling at a good 187 or something like that. Even though it says 190 as the top speed, but it'll only hit a cool. It'll only top out at around a good 187 for some reason, something like that. Or if it does hit 190, then it'll struggle to get that last little digit, and even then, it still won't be enough. Like you're basically looking for the boat as far as those long distance escape events. You want to pick the boat that can give you the highest natural top end without having to pull the stick back to get that extra little oomph, speed. Basically digging the rudder into the water to get more speed. So it wasn't this boat, sadly, for this event at least in particular. This wasn't the boat needed. Mark One is still a good boat, but you know, while all the other boats are still somewhat okay, that is trash. Don't ever use that for anything unless something just wills itself. But other than that, you don't really want to even try to touch this boat for anything. But basically, mainly the only boats I really use is the offshore Mark One and the Demon anyway. But I don't use the Demon like that, like talking about it for like standard races. Like if I go for anything standard, I'm always gonna pick the Mark One because I'm the most comfortable in the Mark One. That's just my favorite boat to drive. So back to what I was saying as far as topping though, this Demon, it'll pulling this at the natural cruising speed without pulling the stick back. It's a good 190 or 195 or somewhere on there. And it actually hits it, And then once you pull the stick back, unlike some of the other boats like this one, this will go up to like what 205 maybe, versus this one probably hitting like a good 210 or somewhere near the same thing, versus the Demon hitting 220 and a little bit over that. Just barely a little bit over that if you got enough boost, depending on what type of parts you have on. As you can see here, like, so I go to the effect stats overview, right? You hit the R to go to effect stats overview. As you can see, I got pure. That's at 21.7%. And then when you look at extra pump, that's the NOS refill speed. That's at 27.8%. Right? Boom. Go over to the Demon. Extra pump 49%. And pure is at 51%. So that's damn near an extra 30% more in both categories, as far as parts is concerned. So you can see, even though with all of that, with all of that percentage added on, it's either like for the event, like you can see where I placed that, top three, top 5,000, top 5,000 or at least 4,000. To be honest, I feel like as far as event standings go, if you want to feel safe, I would guess, you're gonna need at least three events where you place like either top 300 or at least uh top 1,000, at least top 1,000. Like if you want to feel like uber safe, like I'm talking about getting onto the game the first day of the event. Don't even want to touch it till the thing's over with. I say wait until. To be honest, that's not gonna happen. I'd say if you want to do something like that, you gotta come into the event like within the last 4 days or something like that. Last 4 or 3 days or something like that. That way you can see the actual competition and what you really need to do. Because the first day of the event, it'll never be as dope unless you're just one of those type of people that just go in and literally set the best, or you just go in and you like work that jump from the very beginning of that event all day, and then you leave it alone, and then if you're just one of those people like that, all the power to you. But if you're not, if you're just one of those average players that just want a chance to get some nice stuff every once in a while, or for once in your life in this game at least, uh, basically you want to place I would say a good top 5,000 plus is in every event. Basically, yeah, I'll sit here and I'll go through every single event. You can see, that's two that I've been top 1,000. I mean, top 5,000. Look, this one here, that's top 300. One here, top 300. One here, top 500. Boom. So that's already one, two, three. That's three events already top 300. Top 500. One here, top 5,000. One here, top 5,000. Top 5,000. Another one, top 5,000. You can see that for majority of these events, I'm placing at a comfortable top 3,000 for majority of the events. So top, if you can place top 3,000 as far as rank in each event, at least top 3 or 5,000 for each event, and then you come through whatever event seems to be your strongest event. Like there's gonna be some events that you're just more comfortable with. Like for some of these that you can see, like the ones that I'm not really comfortable with, you can see that I placed a good top uh 5,000 or at least a top 3,000. You can see that. But the ones that I'm really good at or at least really familiar with are the ones that I have the best parts with. You can see based on the ranking. Like the number's not gonna lie. That's top 300. Like I said before, top 300. That's another one. Another top five. That's still really good. Anything basically above top 5,000. As far as event standings per race or challenge or whatnot, you're gonna be comfortable. You're gonna be fine, and nobody knocking you out or nothing like that. But my first time coming into it, I kind of just went in half-assed, half-assed it a little bit because low key I just wanted to see what the competition was like, and I was just trying to hurry up and just get some stuff out there just to see, you know. That way I can just set a base benchmark, That way I can know what I would need to do for each car, what I need to change in order to make myself faster than what I already was for that event. So basically, for the boat one, for the escape, you just follow the dam, the Uber dam, all the way through it, like the little race. You just keep following that path, and you'll be alright. Boat race, this one, that's the Uber dam race itself. I used the demon for that one. Basically, I just wasn't fast enough to place high enough, but it was still good enough. So I mean, can't argue with that. Now for the touring car, Uh, this one here was a little bit challenging because I placed. Let me see what happened. This was the car that we had to use. Got to use this one. Now the problem with this car is that it runs through its gears kind of slow, sluggish like. Now I don't want to necessarily say slow, but it feels sluggish. So when you're going through certain turns and whatnot like that, it's just sluggish. It just doesn't have that get up and go that's needed in order to help it help you do what you want it to do. So that was my problem for this car. So I just came in, redid this race a couple times till I set the time that was good enough for. So as far as this, I did my best on that with what I got. That was 2 minutes, 46 seconds. That was basically anything with a time trial on it. I basically shaved off a good 14 or maybe 15 plus seconds from the original base score that I set in the previous episode in order to just get that 2,700 platinum ranking position over here. So let me see what's next. Raid bike. Now the raid bike event. This one I wish I had better parts. The only problem with this one is I don't have enough exotic parts. I guess that's the right term for exotic, or at least gold tier parts. Basically, because what the thing is, even though I don't have the set bonuses, if you have every single part high enough around at least a good 140 or 130, or at least close to max, depending on what type of car you're using or what type of performance spec you're in. If you have a gold tier part, rather if it's maxed out or not, or at least 10 off, like this one here, if this was gold, it was still good because this is why. Let me show you. Uh, this is why the gold tier parts, like the level or the at least the percentage that comes with each part is increased. You know, there's more to it. So say for instance, like this extra pump, this maxes out at 10% for gold tier. Let me find something else that has it. This right here. All right, this is purple. Legendary. Look, this maxes out at 7%. Same thing, but this is legendary tier. So you got purple tier, so that's 7% versus 10. You know, and some of this stuff isn't even rolled for the most part. Like, well, this isn't the gear that I really use for this in particular. I had it on this. Like, this is the setup I really use. So like, at night, so you can see what I'm talking about. Like, even though it's not maxed, all of this is still better than all of this. Why? Because every single perk that comes with each part has a higher maxed out stat rating. So the more parts with a higher maxed out stat rating, the better you do, the better you'll be able to do, the better you'll be able to shave off a couple uh tenths off your time, thousandths of a second, hundreds of a second, tenths, whatever it may be. All of that stuff matters in this platinum event. Well, the live event stuff, all of it matters. All of it matters. So for this case in particular, I just didn't with these parts on this bike. It just wasn't enough. I mean, I had all the boosts, but I didn't have enough top end. So if I had the a little infinite, like not infinite, but like this little boost setup, like right here where it says, let me read it. When it says, when you hit the whole set bonus meaning that if every part is the same, basically, or at least the same brand, like this is Nitro Chemist. So if you have the full set, basically, you get the set bonus. So basically, this set bonus is multiply the NOS duration by 2. Without that, it's already like a good, what, I'd say, let's say for instance, let's just say it's about a good 15 seconds or something like that, you know? Multiply that times 2, that's 30. So that's a good 30 seconds of straight NOS. And my NOS is already kind of strong. I mean, it's not as strong as it could be. I mean, this is just a hand-me-down set. I didn't even re-roll half this for the most part. I still need to get a better part for each thing. That way I can re-roll it and max out some of this stuff. So some of this stuff is still needs to get done. But even with that being said, without just the parts on skill, you know, combined with the parts and skill, I was still able to set a 3 minute 39 second time and still place top 300. So a lot of some of that stuff matters. Now, as far as everything else, like for the raid race, when I was doing that one earlier tonight, wasn't that bad. I had to change the gearing for like for most of the for mostly every event that you get into. Like just go into it with your car just set up just the way it is, and then do every single event with every car that you have or whatever. No matter if it's restricted or whatnot like that, whatever car you got or whatever car you used for that event. If you got a better car, use that better car. Whatever the case may be, just set a base score, stat, time, whatever. Just set a base. That way you can have something to get better at. Just basically just set a bar for yourself for every event, and then go back to the whatever vehicle that you were using, and then tune it. Basically, for this bike, if I could tweak the gear ratios, I would give myself more top end, because coming off the first jump in the bike race, the fastest I can go down that hill is 150, 160 miles per hour. But if you tilt the bike forward, you know, and you're going down the hill at a sharper angle, at more of a nosedive type of thing, you can get a good 180 before you have to slow all the way down when you're making the turn. The only problem with this bike is that, for one, can't adjust the gear ratios, don't got enough top end, uh, and I just don't have the boost duration, in order to set the time that I really want to. So that's why my ranking, as far as what my worldwide ranking for this event in particular, with the rated bike, is as low. Well, not low. I don't want to say low, and I still think it's pretty good. I mean, top 5,000. Yeah, it's still good, still damn good. So, but that's the reason why it is where it is. And I feel like, and some of these people, they might have that extra NOS duration, but they don't take the same route that you take. So part of it is I probably didn't take the fastest route, obviously. Uh, don't have the top end that I wish I could, and I just don't have the parts necessary to beat a lot of these other people that I should probably be beating, and I'm not really like spending all that time on it, like talking about it to just nitpick for every single event. I'm just trying to get to a safe location where I can just win, or at least place within that top platinum. So let's see what else. Golf GTI. car itself, pretty cool. Uh,
Hello.
feels a little sluggish. Oh, hey, what's going on, like, what's going on? Uh, like I was saying, like this Golf GTI, it's a little, it's cool. I like it. This is the car I'm gonna show you. It's a little sluggish, but I mean, it's still pretty cool. This was the reward for the last race. Well, for the last event, uh, it was this car here. It was a gold. I think it was placed at gold though, instead of platinum. For platinum, they had like this purple type of tire smoke and whatnot like that. I put it on the Porsche, but this was the gold tier event. Well, the gold ranking reward for the last live summon event. So I didn't do nothing to the car yet. I will eventually. I'll do something to it. I won't make it a main or anything like that, but I'll do something fun with it. Something like kind of how I did with this, but I don't do nothing crazy with it. Uh, let me see. Where is it though? Where is it? This is the GTI. So, like I said, the car itself is pretty cool. Uh, like the gearing on it. I mean, like for the race itself in particular, like I'm not hitting over 200 miles per hour, point blank. Period. Like the race itself is just not long enough. It's either it's just not long enough for me to do. I mean, you can. It's long enough to do it in a certain cars, but you know, for this car in particular, you know, I've been restricted to use this car in particular. So this GTI, just in this race, at least in my hands, I just haven't been able to hit it to 200 miles per hour. So I shortened the gears. That way I can move a little bit quicker. And it worked out in my favor. Uh, I was able to set a little quicker time. So, hate the race. I most definitely hate the race because there's a jump and it just carries me all the way to the left. I don't like it. Hate that race with a passion. Uh, let me see. Did I cover everything? Yeah, I covered all of that. These two up here, though, these two escape events, though, are my favorite. They're my favorite. I'll tell you why, though. I'm gonna show you why. I mean, they're not my necessary. The yellow one isn't necessarily my favorite, but that was on some other stuff. But what I started out doing in this event, uh, the first car I used was this Lamborghini Agusta. Now, reason why is because for some reason I tricked myself into thinking that the I was gonna double the score when this is yard based. Somehow I just didn't even like I don't know what I was thinking. I just like randomly tricked myself into thinking that I needed to use this car in a yard based thing. Like there's no points with this, so it doesn't matter. It's all about them yards. Feel me? It's all about getting them yards. So I started out using the Lamborghini Agusta. Uh, it actually worked out pretty cool. But what I didn't like was you know, I mean it's fast, it has the handles that I need that basically it is in my opinion I think it's really like the best uh or at least the top three handling hypercars in this game, you know. But uh but if you know it just didn't have quite the proper acceleration needed. You know, it just didn't have that aggressive get up and go. So I'll show you what I mean. So basically, the first thing I did was when I first started on this event for the last episode, I went all the way. I started from back there, hit the checkpoint, came through here, drove off the rocks, and I was like, let's see what it's like. Oh, and I'm going down the hill. I'm like, what the wood? And I'm like, wait a minute, this is a big car, too many trees. It's just not gonna work. All right, it just wasn't not gonna work. So I'm like, I've gotta go somewhere else. I've gotta go somewhere else. I went further down the path to see if it'd get any better. Thing is, just in my hands with using whatever I got in order to do whatever I did, just wasn't working out. So I tried going this way, even jumping off at different points, just wasn't working. Just running some dead ends, not getting the score that I needed. Until I decided to, alright, let's go the opposite way. So I go backwards. I go all the way this way, and it's off road, it's okay. I'm going up the hill. I'm like, alright, cool. I see a whole lot of stuff. Accidentally went all the way down here. Wow, that's the first time they did a full complete barrel roll. So I jump all the way down this hill, then I see this road, and I'm like, wait a minute, there's asphalt. This is my time to shine. So I punch it, I match it. You see me, I'm going really fast, through what, 220? Nonsense. You can't stop this. Going real fast. Nobody stopping me. It is handles, and it's all good. So, now I'm going fast and doing my thing. But going a good 30 over here. Going real cool around there. Alright, I couldn't brake the way I wanted to on that one, but that's just the car. I mean, it will. So basically, the highest score that I got with this car, when time everything was done, it was actually, I got 6,000 yards. Basically, I actually got 6,000 yards with this car in particular. So that was my highest score with that car. And then, well, that was my first time doing this van. In the first episode, I got that. I got 6,000 yards. So I'm thinking to myself, how can I go faster? How can I get through that a lot quicker? How can I increase my handles? My Kyrie Irving handles. How do I get those handles with my car? So I see someone driving a Formula One car, and he's going forward through the event. He's going through the thing. He gets in his Formula One car and it goes this way. My bad, guy. And he hops clean off the joint, just like this. And I'm like, what? That doesn't work. Like, I know that doesn't work, but I'm like, yo, the car might work. So I swap to my car, and I think to myself, and I'm like, all right, so this car ain't that bad. Let me get into this. So I get in the car and I go the same way that I did in my Lamborghini Agusta, and I'm like, all right, cool. Let's see what happens. So I get in this, get my Red Bull. And then I see another guy, he's doing the same thing, but he starts going downhill. So instead of me going up here, he went down there somewhere. So I slow down and I'm looking at him and I'm watching to see where he went. And I just see him launching right off the cliff. So I follow after him a little bit. And that's when I discovered that there's a little path over here. Well, it's this way, around one of these little trees. And if I can line it up right, going down here, I can avoid all that tomfoolery, all that carnage that's right behind me, basically, through all those trees. And I can get here a lot faster. So I'm like, alright, cool, so let me go that way, let me practice it. So, boom. I get my Formula One, I try to get serious, and I do the run. I see him, I see where he's messing up at, the same guy that I learned it from, I see where he's messing up at. So, I capitalize on it. I start doing that. I go down all the way down here. Now, the goal for that part, you gotta make it through all of that as clean as possible, basically without hitting anything. So the moment you do that, you go through all of this. Now you see in the Lamborghini Agusta, I went kind of fast, but in this, I'm already hitting 260 before I even get to this part. Then this part, I'm hugging the road so tight, still going around like 200, boosted a little bit some more. You know, this car just has better reaction time, so that's what I needed in order to beat this event. I needed a car that could accelerate fast, quick, aggressively, and maintain all the grip without me losing control. You know, so this was the car that helped me do it. Now for this, I'm not doing as good as I was supposed to. I was supposed to basically beat the little red all the way down to the little bridge. Basically, I was supposed to beat that all the way to the bridge. You go all the way down this road, and once you go all the way down the road, you pass that bridge and you cut off into the dirt, and you just keep on going until it catches you. So I was like, and so basically, once you go down that bridge that I was just on, you keep going like for another, uh, I'd say another 100 or like another 500 yards or whatever like that. And then you'll see that the thing is going to catch you if you keep turning to the right, because the road it keeps going, but it keeps going towards the right. And the damn thing that's cutting you is to the right. So I got to go left, which means I got to hit dirt. So you just keep going as far as you can until you get that, and then eventually set. I got 8,900 yards. Well, oh crap, 8,091 yards. I meant to say, my bad. So that's how I got that placement. Now this was the tricky part. It was this one. This one here was very frustrating. Uh, Again, I did this one with the Lamborghini Agusta, but the Lamborghini Agusta doesn't accelerate as hard. It's just not as precise. It doesn't accelerate as hard. I mean, it does, but it's not as precise. As something like this. Both of them can hit around the same top speed, but this hits it faster. So basically, this was the first route I did. Concentrated, and I'll show you where I went. Basically went full speed here, laid off the gas, turned. I should have turned a little bit sharper, a little bit earlier, but you get it. It's just a rough one, a rough draft anyway. So, well, overview of what I did previously. So I went all the way through that. This was the route. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm nailing it, right? I'm coming through here, and I'm in this car. I'm like, this is way easier. Now, first time around, going up that hill is a little bit tricky. So I'm like, all right, this car handles a little bit finicky, but I'll figure it out. The next thing you know, I get up here. Basically, I was supposed to jump up there onto the right side of the road, all the way over there. And once I get up there, I just keep following it all the way up, and till the damn thing catches up to me. So I kept doing that, and that had me place. So that had me place at a good 100 and what 110,000 points. 120,000 points. So I was at 120,000 points at this time, but it was for this one. I was at 120,000 points. So at that point in time, after I did all of this, like once I got to like these last two events, like these last three events, when I did this one, I brought myself all the way back from 4,000, well, from platinum, in the platinum rank. I brought myself all the way from 4,700 to 2,000 and what was it? 223, something like that. All the way to like two some or three something. Once everything was all said and done, it was like 2,000 something even. And then I did something else. I did another event, and I think it was either this one or it was this one. And then after like grinding and finessing more times and whatnot, I dropped my rank all the way up to 1,500 until I got to this one. I looked at it, everything here as far as my event standings, not the platinum rank over here, but as far as my ranking globally, as far as out of all of the players that did each event, this one was the one I placed the highest or the lowest. 69,000 players, 69,000 people did this, and I placed 12,000. 12,000. I ranked 12,000 out of the 69,000 people that did this, and I had 12,000 yards. Now, I was still safe and comfortable at a platinum rank of 1,500, but it was bothering me because I've never placed, even when I tried my hardest or at my worst, basically I was never at a 12,000 rank out of, no matter how many players was involved, I was never at no 12,000. So it bothered me at the fact that I could sit there, score 12,000 yards, get 12,000 yards, still ranked 12,000 out of the 69,000, and still almost lose. I said that if I can I said to myself that if I can finesse all of the points and all of the times, whatever, out of all of these events, and then somehow get back in platinum and still have these left to do in order to save me, I knew that these were going to be the ones to boost my event standings into overdrive, basically, making it damn near impossible to knock me out of platinum rank. All right, so for this one at least, I shaved off a comfortable what was it? A comfortable hmm, I want to say a total of 15 seconds off my base time. I think. I don't know. I'll have to look at the old episode. Well, the episode before this one, number 10, EP10. So I have to look at EP10 in order to see what my time was originally. But basically, you can add on another what? I don't want to say I was where he was at, but I do want to say it was within the. No, it wasn't even in 4 minutes. Nah, it was somewhere around 3 minutes, uh, 50 something. I don't know, but I know that it was. I shaved off a. Actually, I probably shaved off a good nine. No, the first time I went into it, I shaved off 9 seconds, and then I shaved off another two or either four. And then I shaved off. Well, you know what? It probably was at 3 minutes, 50 something. I know I was. Let me see. Cause my score was somewhere around 100,000. Hmm. You know what? I'm gonna just say. I'm gonna just say. It was somewhere around maybe 3 minutes 50. Somewhere around there, maybe. Or maybe it was at the very uh edge around like 4 minutes exactly. I know it was faster than him. I mean, look at his score. I mean, look at his car. I know that I had 100,000 before this, I believe, and then I came in and added in an extra. 20K, I think. Something like that. But I know I shaved off a lot of time on this one. At least 12 seconds off that one. Shaved off originally 5 seconds. Then I did it again like a few more times. Retuned it, the gear ratio a little bit. Actually, I extended it because there's a downhill portion in this race. Like the little ski jump is a down, you go all the way down the slope, and basically the faster you can, the highest top speed you can get going down there, the better. So, because it's like after the jump, you land and you land at your max speed. So you could be going through the air at a good 200 miles per hour, but as soon as you land, it's dropping all the way to your max speed. So I had to increase my top end that way for that jump. That way I can go as fast as I could. And doing that shaved off another 2 seconds. So I probably, in total, I shaved off 7 seconds. And that's what got me top 500. So originally it was 2 minutes and probably 7 seconds. Then I shaved off 5 seconds. No, it was probably something. It was something else. It was something a little bit higher than that. Jesus. So it was probably like 2 minutes. Let me see. Just yeah, it's probably like 2 minutes 9. 2 minutes and 9. 2 minutes 9 seconds. Shaved off 5 seconds out of that. Then I dropped another two, and then that's this. That's what you see there. It was somewhere around there. Uh, that's how I got that. I just messed around with the top end of the car for that race back in particular. But back to this one. So I started scratching my head. I went into the event, and I'm just trying to figure out where should I go. You know, where do I go in order to get this time the right amount of road. Like I knew that there are some people that they have people out there that are getting like they're literally landing 40, 50,000 yards, 80,000 yards, and I'm like, what the f? How are you getting 80,000 yards, bitch? How are you getting 80,000 yards, bitch? So I'm like, yo, they gotta be jumping off this road somewhere. Like, yeah, gotta be. I'm like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Gotta be. So I'm checking my map. I'm just looking around. I'm checking the routes, and I'm just like, all right, this is trash. You know, all of these are dead ends. It's bogus, dead, kaput, garbage, hot garbage, right? So I come to like about right here, and I'm just dumping off the road, out the sewer thing, just to see where I can go, you know. And I'm driving around in the city until I just discovered a little route. So hold on, let me go up. Let me figure out how to get up there. So you see, like that guy right there, he don't even know. He don't even know. Oh yeah, look, he icon rank 779. Yeah, he don't even know. He going the same way I went. So my very first time, I just kept following this all the way to the end of the little thing that looked like to the end of the little sewer little thing until we got all the way over there. You know, at the end of this route going forward, then you hook a left, and you keep following that whole little thing that I went earlier. You're gonna run into something like that, and that's gonna be the end of it. You're gonna have nothing but a whole lot of grass surrounding it. There's no way out of it. You know, that's just it. The thing's gonna catch you, and it's over with. So once I discovered a different route, I basically kept going through all of this. You know, as you can see, jumped up here, and I'm driving around the city. When I was driving around the city, that's when I discovered this. All right. I went through here and I'm like, oh wait, I knew I needed a bridge, but I didn't know how to get onto it until I seen a ramp. So I'm like, God damn, a ramp? This is amazing. So I'm like, now I'm in a car that got all the Kyrie Irving handles. You feel me? So now all I gotta do is just make sure I don't hit anything on my part. All right, the car is gonna do whatever. Wow, look at you swapping lanes and whatnot on me. What the hell's going on here? All right, so basically, once I found this little road, I'm like, all right, this is amazing. All right, I'm ahead of the clock. I'm at top speed. You know, the only way I can make this even better is if I increase my top end or something like that, just so I can get ghost a lot faster, you know? Or unless there's a better road that I can find, I mean, this is it, you know? Like my highest, it was what, 18,000. So unless I can find another way to get out of here or get goals fast enough. Like the only way I can get it myself buy myself more time is if I can increase the top end through here. That way I can get to the other end of this as fast as I possibly can. Other than that, like that's it. Like I ain't going no faster. I ain't going, you know, going slower isn't even an option. So, you know, uh, once I figured all that out, I was like, all right, cool. This is how they're beating me. This is exactly how they're doing it. So this is another thing I did too. I mean, that's probably a better way to cut this off too. But basically, I kept going. I went all the way through here. I kept going and going and going until there was a huge zigzags in the road, and I was like, "Oh wait, I can't make it." So from that point on, I uh I cut through the dirt. At that point right there, we seen all the dirt. I just kept going through the dirt until I could make it all the way through to the other side of the road. Now there is a little bit more dirt after that. Like that basically there's a huge gap of dirt right there. Then I hop over that, touch a little bit of road, a little bit more dirt. Then it's like going in the wind. So if I can get through that before that damn thing catches me going through that, and I can get the car up to 160 miles per hour, 260 miles per hour fast enough before it catches me, I'll be golden because I'm on the highway. So all I have to do now is just increase that gap slowly, and then eventually I'll be in the clear, and I can tack on more yards to it and add on more and more and more and more and more yards, and then eventually I'd be able to set uh get yards like people like them. Like, see, look at this guy, 151,000 yards, yo. 151,000 yards in a Chevrolet Stingray. Where the F did he go to do that? Right? Am I right? Like, I don't know if it's just me, but that's kind of crazy. I mean, everyone here, look at this. 180,000 yards. 80,000 yards. That's crazy. To my measly 18,000. And these guys are here, right here, are top 46. Top 46. By them getting that alone, I guarantee that at least one of these guys, look, he got in the Lamborghini Agusta, and he got 82,000 yards. That just tells you that it's either the way that I'm going is either, it was obviously the way that I'm going is wrong because, well, not wrong, but good enough. Because obviously everyone else that's within 18,000 yards either went the same way I did and thought, "Hey, this is what everyone else is doing," or was just like, their car just couldn't get there fast enough, or their driving skills placed them where I was at. So it's either they went the same way or their skills just caused them to fall where I was, and then they saw the ranking, was like, you know what, I'm safe anyway. I just want the car. I'm not gonna fight for number one, you know. But that's still crazy, you know. Everyone, 69,000 people, and the top players have over 70,000 yards, over 100,000 yards, 151,000 yards. That's crazy. But it was bugging me. 12,000. 12,000. I got 12,000 yards and I ranked 12,000 as far as the players ranked at the top thing and above the world record thing. You know? I'm like, God damn. And that was the only thing holding me back from the very beginning. But at the end of the last video, I think I said it, or if not, I said it to myself. I knew that that would be the one thing. It's like as soon as I figured it out, I knew that that was going to be the thing that keep me safe. But we got one day left now, and I'm in it. You know, I'm in that platinum rank. So just in case if you didn't get a chance to see it the last time, this is what we were basically fighting over. I mean, the followers, that's a given, you know what I'm saying? You'll easily get that unless you just fast. Uh, Yellow tires, that's cool. Legendary parts boosted. Yeah. But that car, now the car itself, not stock, the way it handles, for my liking, a little, it's a little like that, you know. but, but, uh, it's still pretty cool. I like it. But the thing is, also in the last episode, I'm gonna go ahead and show y'all the car now. But in the last episode, I said that I was gonna get that car. I practically guaranteed. I told it was a guarantee because I said that every single platinum event that I participated in and actually tried my hardest in, you know, I don't get knocked out. The only time I got really close to getting knocked out was my very first try. Now, there's it now. I'm not saying I'm the greatest player in the world in this game, but I am saying I'm not an easy pushover either, you know? At least when it comes to stuff like this, or at least racing in general. I know I'm not the best, but I'm not someone that you're gonna run into online and then just be like, oh, this guy has like a low like 500 losses to 200 wins and nothing like that. Like, no, you'll never see me with anything like that. So, like, I'm one of those type of players. You're not gonna see me with none, with no negative ratio like that. At least with racing game, at least when it comes to racing games, at least, or you know, you know, at least when it comes to racing games, you know, if I get into the groove, if I can do my best, you know, if I find somebody else, you know, that can teach me something, show me something that I don't know, that I can learn from them, and then figure out how to make their make what they discovered somehow my own in my own little type of way of tweaking things to my liking, you know, then it'd be a very good day. But until that day, I'm just running it solo, and this is just me playing the game based on my own skill, what I got as far as parts and whatnot, and just my own intuition, way of thinking. I mean, it is what it is. But you know, so far I've never been really like demoted out of an event. I did skip a few events though on accident, like when that Lamborghini Huracan Performante came out. When I looked at it, I was like, wait a minute, so when's the event coming up for it? And I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh stuff, I missed it. I stopped. I didn't participate in let me see, it was I think I missed maybe two of them. I think. I hope I didn't. I don't know how many I missed, but I know I missed probably like one or two. I'm not sure. I don't know. But I was after I seen the Lamborghini Performante, I was like, because it was a hypercar. I was like, I mean, it's okay. I mean, I'm not gonna use it. I don't need it. I mean, but it does look cool. And then I started looking at how different it was from this regular Huracan, and I was like, I want it. And I felt really bad because I didn't. But the thing is, they don't even send you notifications of when there's a new event. So in order for you to know that there's a new event active or whatnot like that, or another one coming up, you have to be actively playing the game. And I play other games like Call of Duty, Black Ops 4 with my other friends, and The Division with my other crew, and games like Grand Theft Auto and stuff like that. Games like those, you know, or at least games like Destiny and stuff like that. Those type of games those are the type of games that require like a weekly play almost, or you're gonna miss something. Like those are the type of kind of games where if you don't play for like a week or like 4 days or something like that, or like 6 days or something like that, you're gonna miss something. There's gonna be something that you're gonna miss out on, or something that you're gonna just wish you had you were able to participate in versus just skipping over it in general. You know, and so it's a lot of games, a lot of time to be put into it. But it's a lot of games that are basically battling for my time right now. So that's most of the. That's the most. That's the. I'd say that's 80% of the reason why I don't. Why I kind of wait until like the last 4 days, or at least like the last like 2 3 days of the event, because I know that I'll be able to place in platinum, or I'll have at least a good chance of placing in the platinum. But uh, I know that. But yeah, basically that's it. I forgot what I was gonna say, but that's basically why I wait so late into the event. One of the reasons is I don't. I got a lot of different games that require that almost daily play type of attention and stuff like that, things of that nature. And then I got some other stuff, IRL. So it'd be like that sometimes. But this is the car, the Porsche Cayman GT4 Wasp Edition 2016. That's a mouthful. Words. Pause. So, off dump. This is what caught my eyes. I'm like, damn, that hoe got the GT on the rim. As soon as I looked at it, I'm like, I'm not changing these rims. And there's no other. This car isn't in this game. Well, it is, but this version of this car, other than this, isn't in this game. I mean, there'll be people that could probably like recreate this look with like different skins and details and vinyl work and whatnot. But I'm pretty sure that like this custom colored paint, like I haven't seen a car in this game so far, like talking about it with this shade in particular. Like this is like race dew, like honeydew yellow from like in like GTA. Like this color is in Grand Theft Auto, but like I haven't seen a car in this game other than this one with this type of coloring. You know, you're not gonna see another car in this game or Porsche in this game with headlights that look like this with the little yellow trim around it. You're not gonna get the carbon fiber stripes through it unless you take your time and put it in there. This hood. I mean, I'm not sure. I don't really buy Porsches in this game. I don't even know if there's another Porsche. I mean, I know that there is one, but not like this. Like this side skirt, you're not gonna find anything with the rims with the GT on it. Nothing with the carbon fiber GT on it. I mean, like a lot of this stuff, like the vinyl work, and actually, coming down to the paint work and everything like that, you'll be able to probably recreate it. But I mean, like the stuff that'll stand up, like stuff like this. You won't be able to recreate that. This right here, the little side port, you're not gonna be able to recreate that. The rims, not gonna be able to recreate that without tires, something like that. Uh, Rear tail lights, this wide body kit. The exhaust itself has honey, like race yellow or like honeydew tips on it. All right, that whole thing is yellow right there. You see that? See that? See that trimming right there? You're not. See that GT under the bumper? People are gonna know what that is. All right. You're not gonna in this game. You're not gonna find another car or this car anywhere else. You can create knockoff variants of it, but if you go in, like, you're not gonna. You're just not. Long story short, one of a kind car. Every car that they release for the most part, that's basically has that title above it. Summit reward, play the live summit to earn this vehicle. Alright? Basically, when that has been said, that's it. Like, this is the closest thing to that. I mean, you're not, like I said before, you're not gonna get the rims. You're not gonna find that front bumper. You're gonna find something close. You'll find something close like the hood. Maybe I'd say the hood, you'll probably find something similar. I mean, I'm pretty sure they have similar hoods and stuff like that. But as far as like the little stuff, like the trimming around this, the like the rear diffusers and the side skirt and the front splitter, like you're not gonna be able to recreate none of that unless you make it or select specific parts. Oh wait, so all right, so here's this car right here. So maybe you will be able to, but not this variant though. That says the GT and stuff all over it. That's pretty cool. All right, so they do have another one in here. That's pretty dope. But as far as it coming out though, looking like this, as far as I'm pretty, you know what? As far as being able to recreate that, the only thing I think wouldn't be on this car as far as like what you'd be able to get. Let me see. I know that. Yeah. Oh, so the GT do come on those. GT4 do come on these. So basically, it's like the trims and accents on it, though. All right. It's something different. Let me see what else is. Now move the camera at all. Nope. Gotta do it like this. And where I can see what's different. Oh, that whole rear bumper is there. Exhaust is in the middle on this time. Usually when they come out with a specialty car like that, though, there's always something completely different for the most part. I guess the best thing I can that's different. I mean, I don't think that they'll be able to that they'll come with carbon fiber with this. They'll probably come with their random carbon fiber version of these, but I don't think that it'll come with like that weird trimming that it has. For the most part, all right. Well, they should have made it a little bit drastic then. I know you won't be able to get the rims. You most likely won't be able to get the exhaust with the colored tips on it. I'm just trying to see. I'm trying to like make a rough estimate of what you would most likely get. So you probably would be able to recreate the same car. Hmm. So I guess you probably would be able to recreate the same exact vehicle. Well, this vehicle in particular, at least, I guess you probably would be able to recreate. The only thing I can see that would probably be different is if they don't have, or like if they have this exact same kit, right? The only thing I could assume that won't come with it is probably like I'm gonna say it like this: when I win this car within the next 24 hours or whatnot like that, this wide body kit is probably gonna be permanent. You won't be able to put this wide body kit on the original. Maybe this you'll be able to put the front bumper or the skirt on it, maybe the rear bumper with the headlights or whatnot like that. Probably the spoiler too. You'll probably be able to put all that on this car, on the original car. But stuff like these rims, you won't be able to get rims like this on the original. You might not be able to get the little yellow trimming on the original, like how they have around the skirts and whatnot. Like around his rear view mirror, you can get that, but yeah, cause I believe that that's a part of the actual paint. So like when you change the color of the car, you change that on the mirror too. So you'll probably be able to get that because I did see that on the mirrors are the same. I like the little gapping. I did see that. So you'll probably be able to get the carbon fiber mirror and all that. But like maybe stuff like little stuff like this where the GTA is different, you know, you might not be able to get that. You might not be able to get the little trimming or the like this little trimming here around this around the headlights. You might not be able to get that. So it seems like there's only like small minor differences of different things that you might not be able to get. The seats look different. I think the seats are different. The interior, for the most part, look the same too. So they didn't make it too different from the original, but as far as I'm concerned, it seems like we're just getting the same car with a wide body kit, some extra trimming, like some extra like sport package features that the other one won't be able to get. Stuff like this right here, underneath the spoiler, all of that little carbon fiber, just little carbon fiber vent back here with the little rear scoops on it, right surrounding the Porsche logo, like all of that. I'm pretty sure you might not be able to get that at the bottom of the window in the original. Uh, little small stuff like this. Might not be able to get none of that on the original. But it'll be hard for those that I guess if you're a car enthusiast. What the fluff enthusiast? Car enthusiast? I'm fluffing that whole word up. Basically, if you're not a grease monkey, I'm gonna just say it like that, or a person that is well endowed in cars and whatnot, you're not really gonna tell much of a difference unless you just remember this in particular. Because it's not too different. It's basically like a Dodge Demon and a Hellcat. That's the best way I can describe the comparison between this and the other one. Just a Dodge Demon and a Hellcat. Just a tacked on wide body kit. Some extra features that the other one doesn't get stock. Other than that, that's basically it. That's what it looks like to me, at least. Now, it would be a completely different story if there wasn't an original version of this car. If it was just this and there wasn't uh where was it? I think I passed it up. I believe I did. Yeah, basically this. If it wasn't if this version of the car itself wasn't in the game, like how this Evo was, like there was no like there wasn't like when they dropped this Evo, they dropped a regular version of it first, and then they released this version of it that could only be acquired through the live summon event. And actually, yeah, like from the standard edition of this Evo compared to the live summon event, this here, this hood, you can't get this on the original. The red headlights, can't get that on the original. This front bumper, this wide body kit, this trimming, those rims, that rear diffuser, the spoiler, you can't get none of this on the original. So this car comes just the way it is for the most part. Like you can change the vinyl work on it and whatnot, but This red trimming, I believe all of that stays the same. I think I gotta go look at the car. But let me see, find the original one. It is right here. This is the original one. Customize and whatnot. You can do some stuff to it, but it'll never look anything close uh like it's like the live summon event one. Same with this. So I'm pretty sure that when they came out with the live summon event one for this summon, uh, they probably released this one first, and then they came out with the Wasp Edition variant of it as a reward. So as far as being able to recreate it, I mean, I doubt that you'll be able to. I feel like you'll be able to get uh something close, based depending on how they let you, how far they'll let, or like depending on what they let you detail on the car when you're like doing the vinyl work, when you're customizing it and whatnot. But other than that, I don't think that they're gonna be able to get anything close to something like this. I don't think. Mm. It'll look similar, very similar. But as far as like that wide body kit, you won't be able to get that. I doubt that they'll have like if they have the same front bumper. Because I don't own the car, but I'm just guessing. Like if they have if you can get the same front bumper, it won't come with the trim. Maybe the original one that I seen it, I don't think it came with the trim. Well, it didn't come with the trim. 'Cause it did. Uh, yeah, won't come with the trim. But this is basically the car. It is what it is. So it's definitely shortening the gears on this off. No, I can already tell that, it'll turn on that dime, but the rear end is a little too slippery. I'm not liking. But it just looks like a B. The headlights, like the taillights, nigga say, it just looks like a B. A bumblebee or something. At least that's what I think of when I look at it. But I can't wait to be able to see what type of customizations I can do to it. But in the last episode, when I said that I was getting that car, and then I came back today, and then I looked at that event standing, I was like, ooh, I lied. Ooh, I can't be no liar on YouTube. So, see, look, I already didn't drive. I guarantee, I bet probably by like by the time this event is over with, I'll probably place around a good 1,200. I won't be putting the yellow tires on there. Look, that's too much yellow for me. But I will be putting those tires on there. And yes, I am foreshadowing in the future that those wheels will be in my possession. I'm putting it into existence. It's all God is making a way for it to happen as we speak. It's already been put out there into existence. It is what it is. It's mine. I have it's already been premeditated for me to take one person knock it's already been premeditated for me to knock one person or keep one person from getting those rims. It's already been set in stone. It's already written. It's too late. I didn't set it up. I said it already. Somebody else didn't set it. Somebody else around the world didn't set it too. Somebody else around the world saying that they finna break another world record in this game. It's already finna happen for them probably. Too late. too late. But them rims, them tires, they're gonna be mine. With that outer layer around that rim, the lip of that rim with that yellow trim. Ooh, the black on the other side with the black, yellow with the white. Ooh, it's gonna look so sexy. Wait. And the day after this event is my birthday, so I'm gonna cut up. Ooh, cutting up. Uh, I don't, I don't know if I want to save up and buy those gold tires like that they got, like they have inside of the store thing, but oh well, I'll be cool with it. Uh, what else did I have? Um, but yeah, that's basically a rundown on everything that happened within the past hour or two, I believe. Nah, I don't want to say hour or two, but that's basically all that happened. Damn, I was really talking that whole time. That's the first time I've talked that long in a video. I should do like story times and whatnot. One day, if I ever get big enough, I'll do story times and whatnot. But it is what it is. Uh, yeah, there it is. Position. That's the reward. I'm getting it. Just like staying mode on YouTube, he's getting that 2024 GT 500 Mustang. You know, I'm getting this. He's getting that. I'm getting this. I want my Mustang though. I do love Mustangs. I would love to get a Mustang. It'll happen. But that that's the score. That's the ranking. One day left. Did the best that I could with what I with what I had, with the skill set that I'm at currently. I did the best that I could. Gave it all right there. 652. That's where I was at originally. I got knocked down to six. I got knocked down on 10 points. So, not bad. Well, like I said before, if you looking to place high and basically stay within platinum for every event, I the best thing I can tell you, for the most part, unless there's an event where for some reason 5,000 top 5,000 or better just isn't cutting it, then until there's an event like that, you know, just try to your best to stay within top 5,000 for top 5 or 3,000 for every single event, right? And then the events that you just somehow manage to be absolutely God mode in for some reason. If you place top 300, top 500, or whatever like that, for some reason, if you just so happen to do that, then you'll be fine. Because eventually there's going to be an event like that where, or a couple events within the summit, maybe 3, maybe 2 of them. Either way, it'll help. Where you'll go like God mode, place like top 200, or maybe even set the highest score, or top 3, whatever that may be. But it's Tyler the Really King, aka Machiavelli the King. I'm signing out. Alright. Y'all have a blessed one.